When our consortium first detected humanity, we assumed it was a sensor glitch. No civilized young species broadcasts that much electromagnetic noise, unless they're either suicidal or stupid and humans. As we later learned, were somehow both and neither. Our scouts found them on a blue world circling an unremarkable star, shouting their existence into the void with radio waves, laser pulses, and something called reality TV, which several members of our council classified as a Class 2 psychological hazard. We reached out. They reached back immediately, speaking in our language, which they had deciphered using nothing but leaked diplomatic manuals, and God's help us guesswork. We expected fear. What we got instead was a cheerful, "Hey! Finally! Caught your signal. Want to trade means?" Humanity evolved on a planet whose gravity was at the upper edge of what sentient bodies can withstand. Most high-gravity species grow small, dense, and slow. Humans grow tall, flexible, and painfully enthusiastic. Their bones are thick. Their muscles are overbuilt. Their reflexes are terrifying. Worse, they walk with the careless confidence of creatures who have spent millennia throwing themselves off cliffs for fun and calling it sports. We filed the first human behavioral assessment under extremely friendly. Possibly rabid? Why everyone laughed at them? Humans had a habit of solving problems with enthusiasm first, planning later, and caution never. Anything delicate, they hit it. Anything complicated? They hit it harder. Anything broken? They said, "Hold my drink," and hit it until it worked. One of their engineers actually documented this as percussive recalibration methodology. The bureaucracy made jokes. Humans heard the jokes. Humans laughed harder than we did. That was the day we realized humans cannot be insulted. They simply repurposed the insult as a badge of honor. The empire that should not have poked them. For centuries, the Velkar Dominion had been the uncontested monster of our quadrant, militaristic, brutal, and fond of annexing weaker systems. They noticed the humans. They wanted to test them. Everyone told them not to. Velkar ignored us. Their ambassador barged into a consortium meeting and declared, "We will take 10 star sectors from the humans." Their cradle system included. We all looked at the humans, preparing for the resigned shrug they gave to everything. Instead, the human envoy stood up slowly and said, "We reject your terms. You have threatened our home. Prepare yourselves." It was the first time we saw the human expression known as the cold, dead stare. Even Velkar flinched. The war that humans should have lost. The humans had a tiny fleet, rugged but outdated tech, no strategic depth, no military allies, a reputation for clumsiness. They absolutely, unquestionably, should have been crushed. Instead, they vanished. They evacuated every civilian onto giant drift ships, massive Ark fleets, filled with farms, factories, and millions of people. Velkar attacked empty colonies. Humans answered by releasing precision-engineered microbial storms that sterilized Velkar breeding farms, shut down their food supply, triggered genetic panic in their livestock, spread faster than their medicine could react. Within weeks, the Velkar population was starving. And the humans? They didn't give a single measurable damn. One drift ship captain was asked how she felt about deploying biological weapons across an enemy empire. She shrugged and said, "They started it." The moment humanity finally cared, Velkar, furious and desperate, threw everything they had at the Sol system. Earth was shattered. Literally, their gravity weapon cracked the planet into a dozen blazing fragments. The consortium chamber went silent. Humans were seen crying, not screaming, not raging, just quietly crying, then drying their eyes, then standing up straighter. That was the moment every species present felt the same primal chill. They care now, which means the galaxy is in danger. The end of the starving empire fell back sector by sector. Humans reclaimed worlds with terrifying efficiency. They boarded ships in clouds. They fought like creatures who grew up wrestling gravity itself. They did not hesitate. They did not break. Finally, the Velkar Emperor appeared before the consortium. "We surrender," he whispered. "Please. Mercy." The human high commander leaned forward and said, "We accept." Everyone gasped. Then she continued, "Your people will live under our protection. Your worlds are now our responsibility. We will rebuild you." She paused. "You, however, gave the order to break Earth. You will stand trial." The Emperor bowed his head. "I expected as much." The humans did not execute him. Their citizens wouldn't allow it. The man who destroyed their cradle now lives advising human reconstruction efforts. Only humans would spare the destroyer of their home because he's useful. Aftermath. Today, Velkar systems are thriving under human rule. The drift ships have become the backbone of a new trade network. Humanity stands as the single most powerful force in the quadrant, and still, they act like none of it matters. Because the one thing we learned, the one universal constant across every human encounter, is this: humans only give a damn when everything is truly, hopelessly lost. And when they finally do give a damn, they become unstoppable.